What's that?
It's an application form for that new talent show on the TV.
Talent show? And in what possible way does that have anything to do with you?
I'm very talented. I do a very good impression.
Of whom?
Ella Fitzgerald. I've practically won already.
Won what?
£10,000 plus a trip to New York to see Cats.
Ah, your motives are becoming clearer, and yet I fear I have some very bad news for you. What precisely do you know about Cats?
Math at the front, business end at the rear. It ain't rocket science.
What if I were to tell you that Cats was a long-running musical rather than a collection of, well, cats?
What if I were to pull your head off and fuck the hole in your neck?
Is there a prize for the right answer?
This is my day, this is my day, nothing's gonna stop me. No one's gonna hurt me, no one's gonna make me beg or make me go away.
So then, anyone got any questions before we start?
Yes, I have a question. Why are we having a séance?
So that we can commune with the other side.
Okay. And the gerbils are here because...
We're going to use them to summon the spirits of the undead.
Because...
They're psychic.
Of course. So you're planning to get in touch with the souls of the departed using a pair of psychically gifted rodents.
Correct.
What a load of complete and utter bollocks.
Actually, I think you'll find that in the early 19th century, English poet and literary wild child Lord Byron conducted a séance under exactly these conditions.
No, he didn't, you flightless c***.
He did. I looked it up on Alta Vista.
Shall we move on?
What's the point?
I reckon it might be a laugh speaking to a dead person.
Not if talking to you is anything to go by. Besides, it's all a load of complete nonsense.
No, it's true. It really works. I was at a séance and I spoke to my mother.
Your mother?
Yeah. And you know what? She said she's very happy with plenty to eat and surrounded by loads of other parrots.
That's because she's not dead, she's in Fuerteventura.
So?
Fuckwit.
Let's get on with it, shall we? Everyone concentrate on the gerbils.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, beloved spirits, we ask that you commune with us and move among us.
Perhaps they've gone late-night shopping.
Knock twice if you can hear us.
What an absolute load of old... There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
What's that?
There's no place like home.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say that Hamish has been possessed by the spirit of Judy Garland.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Now there's something I wasn't expecting.
I am Judy Garland, and I have travelled far across the ethereal plane to bring you news.
Forgive me for saying so, but you don't sound like Judy Garland.
Oh, really? And what does Judy Garland sound like?
I dunno, just, well, different.
Well, excuse me for being dead and for sounding a bit fucking different. Sorry. I've been up to my arse in munchkins all day. Little fuckers won't leave me alone.
What's the news you bring us, Miss Garland?
Well, gee whiz, there's been a bit of a cock-up on the housing front over here, and, why, we were wondering if you could take in a poltergeist. Just for a day or two, he'd be no trouble, really.
And if we refuse?
Then you will suffer a life of eternal damnation, more terrible than you can ever imagine. Oops, that's me. Hi, yeah, look, could I call you back? It's just I'm in the middle of an eternal damnation thingy. Yeah, okay, ciao, bye. So anyway, yes, just a couple of days, you'll hardly notice he's here.
Just one question.
Yes?
Is that you touching my bottom?
What a load of old wank.
It's true. It really was Judy Garland. We spoke to her.
What was she like?
A bit coarse, to tell you the truth, and not at all like her Hollywood image.
And you're sure Hamish wasn't faking it?
Completely.
Well, I suppose he has got all her records, as well as all her posters over the wall. And according to his diary, he used to dress up as Judy Garland when he was a kid.
You mean?
Oh, yeah. He's a cross-dresser.
I wonder what makes him so cross.
Poltergeist indeed. What a load of hokum. Okay. One picture falling off the wall for no good reason does not mean that the house is haunted. A coincidence. So, all the picture hooks have worn out at the same time, that's all. You'll have to do better than that.
Fuck. Well, either he is faking it, in which case he appears to be smashing up the kitchen for no good reason,
Or
he's locked in a life and death struggle for his mortal soul, pitted against powerful supernatural forces that we can only begin to imagine.
Shouldn't we go and check?
Nah, pointless police videos is on in a moment.
But he may be in terrible trouble.
he's making it up.
Coming up next on World's Most Pointless Police Videos. He's driving too fast, he's high on dope, and he's completely naked. In fact, he's the worst police officer on the force.
Now this is quality television.
It's the writing I admire.
As well as the high production values.
Officers are surprised when the drunk driver of this 84 sedan turns out to be a sweet old grandmother. But they shoot her anyway. Get out of the vehicle! Get out of the vehicle!
Although sometimes the stories can seem a bit far-fetched.
You think so?
Maybe just a bit.
I'm not just a poltergeist, you know. I'm also a registered spirit guide.
Spirit guide?
Yes, I am a guide to the fourth dimension, to everything known and unknown, seen and unseen, real and unreal. Plus, I know some great recipes for fish.
How does that work then?
Well, you get some fresh haddock, a little parsley, and you...
No, the spirit guide thing.
Oh, that. Well, it's really very simple. You ask me a question.
Yes?
And I answer.
Okay,
it.
who won the 1962 Cup final?
Except sport. I'm crap at sport. How about something more philosophical?
Right. What is the meaning of life?
Was it Leicester City?
You haven't the faintest idea, have you?
How about TV soap operas?
Anything. Just stop levitating me.
Of course. Sorry.
I've had another letter from my boyfriend, Vince. He tells me that he's attending the annual conference of the Psychical Research Society at Miami Beach, which is why he won't be able to take me to the Smashing Pumpkins concert next week. I don't know how he got to Florida, but he claims to have used his own kinetic energy to transport himself there via some kind of ethereal highway. Tosser. He sent me a picture of himself on the beach. Next to him is a young lady named Sandra. He tells me that she's written a short academic paper on out-of-body experiences, and they're hoping to share their notes. I don't need to have extrasensory perception to figure out what sort of bodily experiences they'll be sharing. When he gets back, I'm going to gouge out his intestines with an ice cream scoop, put his bolivers in a blender, and send him on a one-way trip to the spirit world. The drugs really, really don't work, you know.
So, to recap, the house is now possessed by an evil poltergeist who is wreaking havoc with our china and glassware, and who, according to you, is also something of an intellectual fuckwad.
Well, I think we could have been haunted by Mozart or Puccini or the Big Bopper.
Whatever. The point is, how do we get rid of an unwanted ghost?
Simple. We send in another ghost to get rid of him. Someone even more infuriating, annoying, and irritating.
Yeah, but who?
How's it, guys? How's it hanging?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well,
Yeah, he's definitely dead.
I'll miss him, you know.
Me too.
Now what?
We wait for the parrot's ghost to return to the house, scare off the poltergeist, and we all live happily ever after. Well, I'm glad the parrot has managed to get rid of it, but I can't help feeling we should have thought this through in more detail. I mean, can't we go just one evening without being possessed by the spirit of a dead microwave parrot who has returned from the afterlife to haunt us for all eternity?
Wow! This is fun! What shall we try next? Hey, would you like to drink your own urine?
I hate Saturday nights.